Quick disclaimer, we are not investigative journalists. We simply read, watch, and listen to whatever we can to satisfy our curiosity while use this information to form our own personal opinions. Do not take this as investigative journalism. This is simply our own rabbit holes.
Hello, friends, and get ready. We're going to talk about the docs, the crimes, and all the people involved. This is Crime and Chill. Hey guys, I'm Victoria.
I'm Rachel.
How are you today, Rachel?
I don't know.
I'm cold.
It's freaking cold in this office.
It is.
I'm gonna bring me a space heater.
You should.
Yeah.
So, what's going on in the crime world today, Rachel?
Well, I have a really sad story. A 24-year-old man and a 25-year-old woman were arrested and charged with femicide in connection of killings that happened. I can't say their names, so I'm sorry. Yulziza Ramirez and Nohima Martinez. If you see a picture of them, too, you'd never think the man is 24 years old. He looks like he's 12.
Yeah, I've seen the
You've
this
seen
case
it?
you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, like, he's 24?
Yeah, he does not look 24.
Dude, you could have gone so far in life. Seriously, he's 24.
I know. I'm like, there's no way y'all have that right. That or he just has a severe baby face.
Yeah, I don't know. So, do you know what femicide is?
I don't.
It's kind of like, what's that called? Brain stopped working.
Should I just Google what
Familicide. It's the same. So, like, family.
Yeah, okay.
It's a hate crime. Intentional hate crime. Why? Why that young? It doesn't say in the story. Did it tell you? You read the story?
So who did they kill? Or what did they do that they're being charged? Like, what did they actively do?
They killed a woman because they were a woman.
We just killed a woman for being a woman?
That's what feminicide is, yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. According to the authorities, the suspects allegedly contacted the two victims on January 15th, brought them to their home in San Isidro, and killed them.
Fuck.
Sufficient evidence that the double crime was committed, according to the Attorney General's office. And the suspects are going to appear in court today.
Wow.
Well, not today when this airs, but like today is when we're talking about it. But who just kills somebody just for...
I don't know. That's weird. Don't kill people just to kill people. Like, if you kill somebody, you need to have a good reason.
You know?
Like, I have one that we're probably going to talk about in March that, they had good reason.
So, some authorities are saying that there's no evidence to produce this was a hate crime against them being women. In this case, the investigation lines are linked to the economic activity that both victims carried out and with the people they were related to in the environment. So, some are saying it's because of their lifestyle. Others are saying it's because they were women. So were you just jealous because these women were making money? And how does one woman kill another woman just because she intentionally hates a woman?
I mean, it's the same thing of like you see all the time of people being racist against their own race. Like, you can hate somebody even though you are that. It's weird, and I think it's wrong to hate anybody in general. Like, listen, I actively choose not to hate because I feel like hate and like holding grudges is like a waste of energy and time. So I don't do that shit.
So the couple that was found murdered, they were actually in a relationship. So if you want to say it was a hate crime, maybe it's because they were gay, but not because...
I mean, yeah.
That's still not a reason in my book, but no. I'm just saying, like, why are we... I don't get it.
Neither.
And they dismembered them into trash bags and then scattered them around a highway. Like, that's so sad.
That's so fucked.
I'm tired of dismemberment stories. Anyways, that was my crime news for the week. My other one was Lauren, the girl that was getting any investigation because she was found dead in her apartment in New York.
Yes.
From Bumble.
Yes.
Her toxicology reports came back, and now they are investigating because fentanyl came back in her system.
They should have been investigating the entire time. I have issues with this. I'm just saying.
They should have. But if there was no obvious, no black eyes, no bullet wounds, no obvious look of... Yeah. How were you going to know that the person that she met with killed her?
I'm just saying, it's suspicious activity that they should have been investigating because she was found dead after going on a date.
Well, what else were they going to do? I think they should have talked about it more in the news. Yes. But what else were they going to do until the toxicology reports came back? Yeah. They can't charge him until they find out what he did.
True. Also, they have now closed the Gabby Petito case.
Yeah, because we can read waterlogged paper.
Yeah, so supposedly we say supposedly because I don't completely buy it.
Yeah, me neither. And the women that were murdered close to where Gabby Petito was found, they now have a suspect that is not Brian Laundrie.
Oh, but yeah, supposedly in this waterlogged notebook that was in this bag in the freaking swamp for a while, they were able to read it, and he confessed in that notebook to murdering Gabby.
Yeah, bullshit.
I have too many questions.
I want to know how the notebook survived.
There's no doubt in my mind he did it.
Oh yeah, there is none. But there's no doubt in my mind that that was actually his body. Because I don't believe it. Like,
Conspiracy theory.
how did this, I mean, I drop a coffee on a notebook and it's ruined, so how does it sit in the swamp?
Unless he had like a really fancy smancy bag. They have those, but I highly doubt that this 20-something-year-old had enough money to buy one of those dope-ass bags that people who do hiking and stuff for a living.
Yeah, and the parents are the ones that find them, and then they leave a bunch of stuff out in the swamp that other people are finding days later. No, I don't believe that.
No, there's a lot of shady shit with the laundry case and the potato case. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on from that, because we can go on a whole tangent about that alone. Maybe we will one day. We're just not touching it as of right now because there's too much shit. So, are you ready for a story, Rachel?
I'm all about the stories. Yeah, I'm ready.
Today, we are going to be discussing the murder of Helen Bailey.
Helen Bailey.
Helen was an author, best known for her series of books called The Crazy World of Electra Brown. That was a 5-book series released from 2008 to 2010, and it was mostly targeted at teen girls.
Did we read them?
I don't think I did.
I don't think I did either. But now I think I might.
I mean, yeah. She also has several adult books. She had a total of 25 books published in her life.
I'm a failure. I mean, I don't know what I'd even write a book about, but...
So, she was also nominated for an award called Queen of Teen in 2010 for her books. She did not win. She was nominated. I can't remember the name of the person who did win. So, let's talk about Helen before her rise to fame through her writing. Because she was an interesting lady, let me tell you. So, she was originally going to school to become a forensic scientist.
That's cool.
But somewhere along the lines, she switched paths and she started working on campaigns for like movies and TV characters.
Campaigns?
Yeah, like she was
marketing for them? Oh, that's cool. Okay. I think forensics would have been cooler, but that's just a crime nerd to me.
Yeah, and during the time of working in this field is when she met her first husband, John Seinfeld, who was head of a licensing's right company, and they got married in 1996.
1996?
Yeah.
I was 4.
But sadly, in February of 2011, John drowned while they were on vacation.
Did he really drown?
Yes, he really drowned.
She didn't plan his drowning, because I keep watching this Dateline where this woman planned her husband's drowning.
No, she did not.
Okay. Sorry, I don't trust people now.
So pretty much like everything was normal. They had breakfast together. I'm seeing mixed reports of if he drowned in a pool or he drowned in beach and was pulled away by a riptide.
Okay.
But either way, he did drown. So at breakfast, she was a wife. By lunch, she was a widow.
Oh. How old was she when he died? Oh, I guess it doesn't matter.
I don't remember.
It's okay.
But they had been together for 22 years total.
Damn.
When he drowned, and they had been married for the last 15 of that. Because of this death, she started a blog called Planet Grief that gained a large following of other people that had lost spouses or lost loved ones and were coping with their grief. And from this blog is when her first adult book came out called When Bad Things Happen in Good Bikinis, and it was released in 2015.
When Bad Things Happen. She was wearing a nice bikini that day, huh?
I'm guessing, based on that title alone. This would be the last book ever released from Helen Bailey. Prior to the 2015 release, Helen met Ian Stewart in October of 2011, and they met through an online group for people who had lost their spouses. Ian's first wife, Diana, had died in 2010. So they were in some sort of online group where widows and widowers were talking, and they met, and they started out as just good friends, and they formed a romantic relationship during this time and moved in together in 2012.
That was her husband, long after the husband being gone.
No, in 2011 is when he drowned, and in 2012 is when they moved in together. So, listen.
I mean, they can't put a timeline on someone's grief, so...
No. But I'm going to sound like the biggest asshole right now. Okay? In her blog and in her book, she described Ian as, quote, a gorgeous gray-haired widower. Let me tell you something. No, this man is not good looking. I mean, personally, I don't think her first husband was a looker either. But you know what? To each their own. But in no way, shape, or form was this man a gorgeous gray-haired widower. Yes, he had gray hair. Was he gorgeous? Hell no. You can pull up his mugshots. He's fugly.
So he's the one that kills her.
Spoiler alert. Anyway, you know, you love who you love, you end up with who you end up with. You might think they're good looking, and
you might get murdered by them.
So they get engaged, and during this time, Helen fixes her will and leaves her £4 million fortune to Ian, which is almost $6 million in U.S. money. And she also gave him power of attorney in her things because she didn't want to leave like Ian screwed if something ever happened to her.
Why would you do that? Did she not have anyone else?
She did. She had a mother and brother who were still living.
Idiot.
So on April 11th, 2016, Helen was reported missing by Ian. He said she left a note saying she was going to stay at her family's vacation home, but Helen's mom and brother both said that she was never there, and it was not like her at all to go missing. And the police were perplexed by this case. They were like stumped, like, the hell is going on? There was no reason for her to just be up and gone because her and her dog went missing.
And her dog?
And her dog.
He killed the dog?
On July 11th, 2016, the police initially arrested a 55-year-old man on suspicion of murder and disposing of a body, and he was later released on bond. So that happened on July 11th. Days later, on July 15th, the police announced they found human remains and the remains of Helen's dog hidden in a septic tank / cesspool at the couple's home.
His own house?
His own house.
You stupid idiot.
On July 16th, the police arrested Ian, and he was charged with murder, perverting the course of justice, and preventing a lawful burial. He was released on July 19th on bail, and on October 12th of 2016, he pled not guilty. So they ended up, like, they weren't looking at him at first, but they found her body on the property.
So, has he been charged? Has he been convicted yet?
Oh, are you ready? Because the trial for Ian started in January of 2017. The prosecution argued that Ian was drugging Helen with a sleeping pill called Zipoclone. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. The sleeping drug was found in her system. So they alleged that he was drugging her with that sleeping pill that was prescribed to him. So it's not like the sleeping pill appeared out of nowhere. No, he was prescribed that sleeping pill. It's found in her system. So they hypothesized that he was drugging her.
That's gross.
And trying to kill her anyway.
What was her cause of death determined as?
Suffocation.
So what, the drugs wasn't enough? He had to go physically do it?
Well.
What was the drug? What was he taking the drug for? God, I have so many questions. Oh, okay.
It was a sleeping pill. To go along with this theory, Helen's mother testified. Helen had been worried and complaining about feeling tired and falling asleep during the day. And there was also internet searches pertaining to her being so tired and falling asleep that they had found on her computer. And she may have been going to see a doctor about this excessive tiredness, worried about what was like happening that was causing her to be so tired. So they're saying like Ian panicked, and that's when he went ahead with moved his plan up instead of just slowly drugging her, because he may have been building up to an overdose. It's also alleged from the prosecution that Helen was alive when he dumped her body.
Oh, that's fucking terrible.
And the jury heard from Helen's brother that Helen had jokingly said that the cesspool behind the garage would be a good place to dump a body within earshot of Ian. So she jokingly said, oh, that'd be such a good place to hide a body. Ian took that literally. Asshole. But
what?
Yeah. She had jokingly said this to her brother. Yeah, so asshole took it literally instead of just taking it as a joke, because how many times have we joked, like, that's such a good place to hide a body?
We're looking for it all the time.
I know, we're just looking around. It's because that's how our crime brains work. So the day after Ian reported Helen missing, he went to their vacation home together, and he connected her phone to the Wi-Fi at their vacation home. So she was supposedly left a note saying she was going to her family's vacation home, and then her and Ian had another vacation home, and he connected to the Wi-Fi the day after he reported her missing from her cell phone. So here's the thing, and I want to know if this is normal or if this is just like a weird UK thing. The jury got to go and physically see the place where the body was dumped.
Like, get up out of their seats and go to the location?
Yeah.
Not just pictures?
Nope. They actually went physically to see.
That's not normal.
No. And I was like, wait, did they mean, because when I was researching this, I'm like, do they mean like they saw pictures? And the more I researched, I'm like, no, they actually went and did that. I'm like, that's so weird. That's not normal. Like, normally it's like pictures and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not well versed in the trial world, especially not in UK.
I've never had them get up and leave their seats. Because think of how much jury contamination there could be. Like, there's a reason why no.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I was just wondering if it was just something. I was just wondering if like that was something that happened sometimes, and maybe I just wasn't aware of it.
Maybe I'm just not aware of it. Remember, I wasn't into criminal when I was in law stuff. I was boring.
Yeah.
Probate and real estate, which is funny because where I end up.
That is funny. Another thing, like I said, Ian had Helen's power of attorney.
Okay.
Twice, Ian tried to sell a flat that Helen owned because he had this power of attorney, including the day she went missing. He went and met up with this person and told the person that Helen wasn't coming to the meeting because she was too unwell.
Can't come to the phone right now. She's doing hot girl shit. No.
Helen was too unwell to attend in person. So, because Ian had her power of attorney, but he had tried to sell the flat on 2 separate occasions, according to the prosecution.
Before her body is found or after?
the day he reported her missing.
Twice on the same day he tried to sell it?
No, the
Oh.
first time was before anything ever happened. It seems like the second time was the day he reported her missing.
Okay, wouldn't that be a good indicator that you need to get your shit fixed? Like, not that I'm victim blaming, I'm not.
No.
I'm just...
Also, on the day that Helen went missing, she had a standing transfer from her personal account to their joint account that was going, that was 400 pounds a month.
Every month would go from one account to the other account.
Yes.
Was she aware of that?
Yes, she had set it up.
Why did she do that?
I guess to make sure that money was going into their joint account that could have been paying extra bills, maybe. And she just had her personal account where the money from her book sales probably went. But the day she went missing, this increased from 400 pounds to 4,000 pounds.
Oh, so that went from $500 to $5,000.
Yeah. So listen, the 999 call, which is UK's 911 system.
Can you imagine if that was how we dial 911 in the US? We'd have so many missed dials. Anyway,
so many. So the 999 call was also played at the trial. Ian could not recall her eye color or her birthday, and he had to look up her cell phone number.
Okay, I understand the look up the cell phone number.
Yeah.
The eye color though? Was he just? Okay, let's play devil's advocate here. Being flustered in a panic, I could see where I know both my boys have blue eyes, but if you asked me in a flustered moment what they were wearing that day, I might stutter.
Yeah, I can understand stuttering over what they wear, but the partner that you have been sleeping with at this point, they moved in together in 2012. This is 2016. You can't recall her eye color. You can't recall her date of birth.
I wonder if my husband knows what color my eyes are.
We should ask him. So, and then he also couldn't give the address to the vacation home. He had no idea what the address was of the vacation home that he's saying that she went to.
But he was just there.
No, I think I'm not sure if it was their vacation home together or if they're talking about the family's vacation home that he alleged that she went to based on this quote unquote note that was left. So here comes defense time. Ian claimed at the trial that Helen and her dog had been kidnapped by two men whose names were similar to those of neighbors that they had, and that he said that these men wanted £500,000 ransom, and he claimed that he didn't tell the police about this because he wanted to, quote, keep Helen safe. Which, yes, sometimes when somebody's holding somebody for ransom, they don't tell the police right away, but also, even in 2016, the police could have been tracking and helping you if she had, in fact, been taking ransom. And even though these people, the names that he used and the people he described so closely resembled neighbors that that's where he got it from, it's fucking ridiculous.
I'm just so curious about, the bodies found in your house, dude. You're an idiot.
Yeah, and then different neighbors testified that they had seen Helen the day she was murdered out walking her dog. One neighbor said between 3:40 and 3:50 p.m., and two other neighbors said between 1:20 and 2:20 p.m. Defense is pretty much, he didn't do it, she was kidnapped, blah, 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 blah. Prosecution is you were drugging her, you set all this up, you did this. Their main reason for, the motive in this case is believed to be greed. Money, 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 money.
Obviously.
In closing arguments, the prosecution said that Helen had fallen victim to love bombing. Which, if you don't know what love bombing is, it is a form of manipulation. It's where they show you over amounts of affection, over amounts of ways that they quote unquote love you so that you don't see them for what they really are.
Unfortunately, a lot of men do it. And sometimes I wonder if they do it on purpose. If they actually know what they're doing. Obviously, this guy does, but certain people in this world that I see doing this type of thing, it's
So from experience here, I've had it separate times.
Yeah.
One I can say definitely knew exactly what he was doing.
I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if they're just fucking crazy.
And also saying that, when she met Ian, she was still grieving the loss of her husband after 22 years total together.
She should not have been getting into another relationship.
Yeah, but this man came along also saying, oh, I understand my wife died in 2010. I get it. Defense said that this was speculative theories. You're just
the body
pulling it out
is
your ass.
found in her own home. It is not speculative at that point.
No. So on February 22nd, 2017, Ian was found guilty, and the next day he was not present for the sentencing, but he was sentenced to life in prison with a minimum of 34 years.
Where was he if he's not present?
He was in the prison. He just didn't go to the hearing. I guess he didn't care.
Well, he already knew he was going to be guilty.
So even serving the minimum of 34 years, he'd be 90 years old when he got out.
That's good.
So guess what? You might think this. You think this is where this ends, don't you?
I'd hope.
No.
Did he kill somebody there?
No, we ain't done yet. In 2010, the police reopened the investigation into the death of Ian's first wife, Diane.
He killed her too?
He was questioned on this in August 2018, and he was later charged for her murder in July of 2020.
So he got charged with 2 murders.
In October of 2021, he pled not guilty, and that trial is set to begin in March of this year.
2022?
Yep. And Diane's original death had been believed to be caused by her epilepsy. She was found on a back patio of the couple's home, saying she had one of her fits. well,
I
meaning a
hate that
seizure.
they call that.
Yeah,
It's not a thing.
it's a seizure.
Idiots.
That was really cute. I'm sorry, I just saw somebody jogging by outside with the dog, like the leash was around their waist, and it was a cute beagle. Sorry, but yeah. So he's going on trial for the death of his first wife because they believe that he
Killed her too.
killed her too.
Well, where's the body? Did they exhume the body to do an autopsy or something?
All the information about that is not currently out because it is an active investigation. I will be revisiting this when the trial happens and everything happens because I want to know if he did and how he did, because it is 100% possible that she had a seizure and died. It is 100% possible, especially if she fell outside.
Yep.
She could have hit her head. It happens.
Unfortunately.
Epilepsy and seizures are scary. A lot of shit can go wrong. So yeah, that's right now where this ends. But this is still an ongoing thing of he is being charged for another murder.
Comment for his first wife's death?
Just pled not guilty. Again, he's pleading not guilty everywhere. But we know for a fact he did Helen's. I'm sorry, you've already been found guilty by a court of law. I don't know UK's laws as far as like if they're also on the innocent until proven guilty train. I'm sure they are because everybody is. But you know, if she was found at your effing house, dude, you did it. Shut the fuck up.
Her house too to begin with.
Yeah.
You move into her house.
So he killed her and the dog. Why did you have to kill the dog? What did the dog do?
Because she wouldn't have left without the dog.
We could have just let the dog freaking roam free. We didn't have to fucking kill him and throw him in the thing.
What if the dog was chipped?
I don't care. Don't kill the dog.
Don't kill people.
Well, also don't kill people. But like I said, this is all about money. I don't know what his motive would have been for his first wife. But, you know, he was, like with Helen.
Life insurance policy?
Like with Helen, everything was left to him, including her hefty life insurance policy. I don't know if Diane had a large life insurance policy. She could have. But, I mean, honestly, with the trial for the first wife, it could go either way. Depending on if they did another autopsy. I doubt from 2010 till whenever they reopened the case. I think I might have my dates wrong because she passed away in 2010. So I think they reopened it later. I think I might have said that wrong. But when they reopened it, I think...
Yeah, you did say 2010, but I knew what you meant.
Yeah. She'd passed away in 2010, but I think they said they reopened it in
2020.
Yeah, something like that. Or no, 2017, 2018.
It took this long to go to trial?
COVID, because they first pulled him in and charged him in July of 2020. COVID hit 2021, he pleads not guilty. Now we're getting back into the court systems being fully reopened. I don't know what UK is doing as far as corona and quarantines, but they're getting ready to do that trial. I don't know at that point and at this point, even if they exhumed her body and re-examined it, I highly doubt there's going to be, if there was drugs in her system, they're not still going to be there.
Yeah, they would.
Really?
They don't metabolize.
Oh.
Once you're dead, you're done. So it's still, I mean,
decomposition is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but they usually use formaldehyde to preserve the body.
Yeah.
So there may be some enough, especially if it's like in her hair or something.
Maybe.
So
we'll have to see where this trial goes. I am going to be watching it.
Or maybe he hit her in the head and there's going to be head trauma.
There could be, because that's why they're saying that she had, like I said, her body was found on the back patio. She had epilepsy. She had seizures. If there was head trauma and she had a seizure and fell or was seizing on the ground and hit her head, there's going to be head trauma. That's just how that freaking works.
And you can't tell, but you're not going to be able to tell she had a seizure to cause the head trauma. So I don't know.
Yeah, but he on the 911, and they said at her funeral, like, he was very stoic. Like, even on the 999 call that he made the day of first wife's death, that he, like, had no emotions to him. You found your wife dead, according to you, and you're going to be like,
I've come to learn not to judge the way people respond to things. But you killed your second wife, so I'm not going to doubt you didn't kill your first wife.
I mean, I have questions.
Yeah.
So that is currently where we are at, and as soon as that trial starts happening and it closes and I can tell y'all what happened with first wife, I will. Trust me, because I am now knee deep. I had 20 tabs open on this last night. We're not going to talk about it. It's fine.
Well, I'm ready to find out what happens to him.
Me too. So that is all. Do you have any follow-up questions before we close this out? Or any final thoughts?
Did he get charged with the dog's death?
I didn't see anything about the dog's death. No, the charges that he was found guilty on and charged of with Helen was the murder, perverting the course of justice, and preventing a lawful burial.
Poor doggy didn't get justice.
No, that doggy didn't get justice, and I think the UK should re-examine and charge him with animal cruelty. Because,
me too.
You know, don't just...
We can't just murder dogs.
You can't just murder dogs. You can't just murder people, and you can't just murder dogs. So she, like I said, Helen did have, her legacy is still living on. Like I said, she did have a total of 25 books published in her life.
That's a lot of books.
Yeah, and most of them were targeted towards the young adult teen audience.
So I bet you her like how we follow Ellen Hopkins and other writers I can't think right now that we read as kids that we still like pick up and read. I bet you she has the same.
Yeah, I am going to look because I am very curious because from my understanding, from what I've seen about the books, read reviews and stuff, because while I'm diving, I'm like wanting to know about these books. I'm going to go look into them. I'm very intrigued.
Me too.
So I'm definitely going to be looking and checking those out at the library. Guys, don't forget, local libraries are a thing. Go to your local library. Be supportive. They have a lot of great resources.
I'm all for supporting a local library, but at the end of the day, I like to own my own books because just like to keep them.
You know, but this is the thing. Sometimes I don't know if I want to own the book or not.
Oh, no, if I'm going to buy it, I know I wanted it. There's a difference.
Sometimes, like, I read a book and then I buy it later and then I read it again. But I just want to have the book sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I want to have all the Hunger Games books because I only have the last one, which I really need to finish reading. I keep getting distracted by other books. But yeah.
I don't like the last one.
I'm like halfway done with it, I think. I'm going to have to start over because I do not remember what was happening. But anyway, we're book nerds as well as crime nerds. Sorry, guys. If you didn't know, now you know.
I got Audible.
I can't do audiobooks. I've learned that they are not for me.
It can't be. So I like Audibles for like, if I would listen to it in a podcast type of thing, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
But no, if nighttime is for book in hand.
Yes. So 2 questions for this week, guys. 1, do you prefer real books or audiobooks? Which one do you do?
Oh no, I prefer real books.
Oh yeah, I prefer real books. I think most people will. And second, did Ian murder his first wife? Do we think he is guilty of murder of the first wife?
What's that saying? If
it walks like a duck and it walks like a duck, it's a duck.
Yeah, maybe that could fit. If one, what's the likelihood that you kill one and the other one just dies of her own? Unless you realize that when she died, you got everything you wanted. And I don't know.
You also realized Helen had a fortune because she was a successful author.
Yep. So maybe you thought with the next wife you were going to marry someone rich.
Maybe. Like I said, they did say that.
I think he'll be found convicted of it even if he didn't do it though, just because of his past history.
It's possible. All right, guys. I think that's where we're going to close it out. So make sure to follow us on Facebook. Join our Facebook group, Crime and Chill Fam, to talk more crime with us. Be sure to follow us on the Tickety Talk, Instagram, Twitter,
I just thought
YouTube.
about it.
What?
If they're taking him to court, they have evidence that she died from something other than a seizure.
Probably, yeah.
Because why would they waste the money when he's already got a life sentence?
We'll see. We will see. Because I'm telling you, when that comes out, I'm going to be all over this shit. Anyway, be sure to like and rate us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Comment, talk to us. We like talking to you guys. We love when you guys comment on our stuff and talk to us.
It makes us feel wanted.
Yeah, we feel wanted and we feel included and we want to be friends. All right, thanks for tuning in this week. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.